What's up guys, Schmitty here, welcome back to another video, and today we finally get to talk about some Blackout information for Black Ops 4. Lord Vonderhaar has finally come out of his dungeon. He has taken to Twitter and put out a slew of leaks, or I guess future information about what is coming to Blackout here very soon, hopefully. And it's a lot of great stuff, and it's good to see, because Blackout really has been the one thing that just hasn't gotten that many updates or that many changes to it. Multiplayer has gotten quite a bit of stuff, or at least in comparison to Blackout. Really the only things that have happened to Blackout are some sound updates that came not too far after launch. They removed the 9-bang from the game. Then they had the Blightfather event, and of course now they've added the Bowie knife weapon to Blackout. But other than that, there really hasn't been anything done to Blackout. We have the same mode. We haven't even gotten any of the limited time game modes that we got in the beta, such as Fast Collapse, to where the storm moved faster and more often. We haven't seen any of that stuff yet, and so it's good to hear from Vonderhaar, who has been the main guy behind Blackout this year. It's good to hear about some stuff that we're going to be seeing here in the future with Blackout. And I've actually been playing Blackout a ton more lately, so this is exciting news for me, so hopefully these things are coming here very soon. I've been really enjoying Blackout. Just played so much multiplayer, I was ready for something else, and Blackout has been that perfect thing for me, and you know, there's definitely some stuff I would like to see change with Blackout and improved, so to see some of these things on that list is great. But without further ado, let's talk about some of this stuff. So it started off with David Vonderhaar taking to Twitter talking about some of the sound mixing in Blackout. They've really been putting a lot of work in trying to get this thing as best as they can. They made a lot of improvements off launch because it was really broken when the game came out. There just wasn't a lot of good direction. There were some inconsistencies as far as distance. It looks like they're going to be taking that one step further and just totally overhauling this audio system to make it a lot better. It's pretty good right now. For the most part, I'd say it works all right, but there are times in which it's kind of difficult to tell where people are at. I would say more specifically with elevation, to where like if you're by a building, it's a little tough to tell what part of the building they're in. If maybe it's a multiple story floor, are they on the top, are they on the bottom, are they on the first floor, where are they at? And basically he just goes on to talk about how because of the different audio settings in Black Ops 4, it's tough to get those perfectly balanced, but that hopefully in sometime in the near future we're going to be seeing these changes implemented. Then of course, as with every time David Vonderhaar talks on Black Ops 4, there was a bunch of replies to his tweets of people asking about certain stuff in the game, and surprisingly with some of the stuff he actually answered a lot of the questions. So one of the first things he answered was someone had asked about using camos in Blackout. I think this has been one of the things that a lot of people have wanted to see. Yeah, we've got our cool skins that we can use in Blackout, but you don't see those very often. The thing with Call of Duty being a first-person shooter is you see your gun a lot of the time, so people have wanted to see camos or signature weapons or some type of just alternative to just the standard weapon in the game. And David Vonderhaar's response was that they are working on it, and they're working on it right now, so hopefully we should be seeing that implemented here soon. It'd be interesting to see how they do this. Are they going to do it kind of like zombies, to where like you can set your preset camo for a certain weapon, so that if you wall by the gun or if you get it out of a mystery box or something, your camo's automatically applied? Are they going to do it like that? Or are they going to do it to where there's a whole new slew of camos in Blackout to go rank up and earn? Because you got to think that maybe a lot of people just only play Blackout, so if they don't play multiplayer, they're not going to have the camos from multiplayer or zombies or something. I guess maybe that could just be their loss, but regardless, that'll be interesting to see how they do that. Next, somebody asked him about the echelon cap. So the echelons is basically your rank in Blackout that goes up to 80 right now. I think there's one past 80. There's like 80, and then there's like master rank 80 or something, which is how you get the top outfit, the battle hardened outfit. And a lot of people have already hit that. It's something that I feel like is fairly reachable as long as you've played Blackout a good amount so far since it's come out. I'm nowhere near that just because I've been so heavily involved in the multiplayer, but I've seen a lot of people already at this tier 80 or echelon 80 or whatever, so people have asked if this is going to be increased. At first, during the first interviews about Blackout, Vonderhaar said that they weren't planning on increasing this. It was just going to be a set level, and that was going to be it. Now it looks like that's changed. Vonderhaar says they are working on it. There's not a set time for it yet, but it will happen eventually, which is good, because I mean, if you hit echelon 80, other than just continuing playing the game, there's nothing else really to go for, and hopefully if they add more echelons, there will be more cool outfits to be able to unlock to go along with that. Next, I think one of the biggest questions that Blackout players are looking for is, when are we going to be seeing a change to the Blackout map? It's been the exact same since the beta and now into the full game. Nothing has been changed, no things have been added. Vonderhaar replied basically by saying he's not allowed to say anything, but it's going to be happening. And he also mentioned that he's already played it, which seems to imply that it could be coming very soon, because if it's already in a form in which he can play it, that means it's probably already past testing, or is at least in the progress of testing, and that hopefully we should be seeing this very soon. It'll be interesting to see what we get added to the Blackout map or what we get changed. There seems to be a lot of talk about the open water in the Blackout map, so a lot of people have said that maybe we could see Hijacked or maybe Carrier from Black Ops 2. I think both of those would be welcome sights to the map. Next, we have armor in Blackout. This has been a hot topic ever since it was implemented in Blackout. It's been changed and worked on many different times. And basically what he was asked about was from this interview that they did not too long before launch, to where David Vonderhaar talked about that they were going to be working in some kind of system to where you could loot pieces of armor off of people to rebuild your own. Because right now it's set that if your armor is destroyed, unless you pick up a new set of it from some spot on the map, you can't get any more of it. Which is an issue because armor can play a really big part in this game, especially toward the end game. And what it leads to is a lot of people, if they find level 2 or level 3 armor, they'll just camp inside the circle till the near end game, to where armor is very valuable, and then they'll end up winning the gunfight just because they have their armor, and you don't, because it's very hard to have it at the end of the game if you're an aggressive player. I'm still taking credit for the idea of the system. I feel like I came up with this idea before it was talked about, but they might have had it in development way before. Regardless, Vonderhaar has said that this is coming at some point. There's no scheduled date. It hasn't even been put into testing yet, but it's finally in production. So it's going to take some time to really work out the kinks and how well that they want to do this. But he mentioned that the entire work of armor and how it works in Blackout has been totally reworked, which is interesting. And I actually just watched Prestige's Key video not too long ago talking about this stuff, and he mentioned a really good idea to where they could have totally just taken out like a set piece of armor, so where you pick up level 1, 2, or 3, and you may just go around and pick up pieces of armor around the map. Similar to how it is in Fortnite, to where you can't really, unless you get like a chug jug, you can't really just pick up something that's a full shield. You pick up minis or half shields to build up your shield all the way up to 100. It'll be interesting to see if maybe they could do something like that in Blackout. That's a really cool idea. So maybe there's like 25 armor and 50 armor that you go around and pick up, and you build it up to 100 to get your full armor. There's not necessarily like 1, 2, or 3. I think that would be something really cool. And there's also something you could like keep in your inventory, so after you're built your armor to 100, you can keep like extra 25s or 50s in your inventory. I think that would be really cool. I'm hoping that's something that they implement, because I just feel like that would work the best for rewarding aggressive players as well as people that aren't as aggressive. Next, somebody asked him about the looting system in the game. Now, this is something to where I've always thought, and a lot of people have always thought as well, that PC just has it the best, where they just have that open menu. You can drag your cursor over and grab exactly what you want. You have the whole thing displayed in front of you, whereas on console, when you loot stuff, you just have a straight horizontal line. Now, it's set in a specific order, but you can't just go right to specifically what you want and grab it and leave. You have to file through every single piece, which is very annoying, very time consuming, and can lead to getting you killed a lot of times. And my personal argument has always been, well, we have a cursor in Black Ops 4 anyway that we can use with our analog sticks. That's already been implemented in the game. Why don't we just use that for the looting system in Blackout as it is? Vonderhaar didn't get into specifics on what exactly we would see, but he said that it's in development and that we will be seeing some changes to the looting system on console, which is great news, because that's probably one of my main annoyances with Blackout. It's just like the looting system just takes too long, which I know on console it's going to just take longer. That's just how it's going to be, but I feel like since we already have a cursor in the game, that we should just be putting that to use for looting. Next, somebody had asked him about the storm situation in Blackout. What happens a lot of times is a lot of people will camp the storm or stay in it and just kind of heal up, because the storm just doesn't seem to do as much damage to where how it is in Fortnite. I feel like a lot of people really fear the storm in Fortnite and how much it can really affect your gameplay. In Blackout, it's not really that much of the case. I mean, you can pretty much make it from any part of the map, even if the next circle is a long ways away. You can pretty much make it to the next circle no problem, even if you leave right with the storm, which just leads to a lot of people sitting in it a lot of times or coming out of it very late, like long after they should be. And it just leads to some really weird timing, and, you know, with the storm anyway, it's hard to see in it. It's really easy to camp in. And Vonderhaar talked about how they were looking to make some changes to this to where, like, it's going to increase damage over time, but it's just a really hard thing to work with, because there's going to be also people that are legitimately trying to get out, not just camping it and trying to play for those kills. But he said that we should be seeing some changes soon, which is good news, because I've been killed enough times by some storm campers to think that a change is warranted in this system. And lastly, somebody had asked him about events in Blackout. New weapons coming in, changes to the map, just basically events overall to just spice the game up, keep it fresh, keep some new stuff rolling in there over time. And Vonderhaar just didn't go into too much detail, but he kind of talked about how they've got a lot of stuff planned this year. They've got a lot of stuff that they want to do. They have no shortage of ideas, but it's just kind of working out the timing with that and with the people that also work on the events. So hopefully we'll be seeing some events soon. I think it'd be really cool to see some kind of Christmas event, maybe add some snow to the map. I don't know how realistic that is, but I just think some stuff like that would be really cool and really vital to spicing the game up. But anyway, that's really the majority of what was covered. There were some other small conversations in there, but nothing too big as far as Blackout goes. But a lot of really good things hopefully coming our way very soon with Blackout. For all you Blackout players down below, let me know what you think about these changes. With some of the stuff talked about in this video, what kind of changes would you guys make to some of the stuff? And also with us seeing some kind of map change hopefully coming soon to Blackout, what would be some point of interest that you would like to see added to the game? Would you like to see hijacked or carrier over in the water? Would you like to see some new land area added? What spot or previous map or previous point of interest from a Call of Duty game would you like to see added to Blackout? Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smack the like button down below. If you guys are new to the channel, looking for me, take you to the right place, subscribe button down below as well. And Thursday weekends on these videos go live. Hopefully you guys all have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.